Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well and you guys have had a nice few days that passed and whatnot. Um, so I was just thinking today that so many people, and even I say, trust in Jesus because Jesus was a representative of the true God. But I realized that the Bible and even other religions basically portray Jesus as someone who he really wasn't. And that, if for me, is one of the most disturbing things to read about in the Bible is how manipulated the Bible really is. But anyway, I figured I would go back to, I guess, the very beginning of mother and father, or just God in general. So this may be one of those episodes where it's like, ooh, controversy. It's not going to be directed specifically at Jehovah's Witnesses, which I do kind of hone in on them for a specific reason, but this is just to tell you about the universe, God, creation in a nutshell, like a really quick video. So basically, in the beginning, there was one supreme sentient light being. Um, Actually, in First Timothy chapter 6, verse 14 through 16, it talks about mother, essentially, this unapproachable light who no man has seen, but yet it's where basically Jesus or Christ goes. Okay. So there was this one supreme being, okay? This supreme being created the universe. The universe truly is infinite because there has been no time restraint on creation. So this being essentially split in two. And the splitting in two is important because it actually, even now in our day, is very important. And I'll bring that out in the Gospel of Thomas, where it's actually talking about this, the whole splitting and coming together. Um, so yeah. So then there was essentially this one being that had masculine and feminine energy that created a masculine and a feminine energy, or your male and female gods. If you don't want to believe in God, then you can say, I don't, aliens. Yes, I'll say it. Whatever you want to call these sentient beings. Okay. So they were basically counterparts. And that was because one was part of the other was part of the other. They both loved each other the same because essentially they were the same. That was supposed to be what happened. So this masculine energy, or I'll say father, from here on out, I will use father and mother. Basically, they were supposed to be complements to each other. No competition, nothing like that. Just working together to create. That's it. Um, but father basically wanted mother exclusively to himself. She had other beings, angels, whatever you want to call them, she would love them and they would love her. Father was free to do this too, but he was not interested in that. Um, so this was a problem for father, which brought about jealousy, competition, and the need to dominate mother because he wanted things his way and that's it. So father basically started to sabotage creation that mother and him had essentially created. He did this not just with animals, but plants, etc. Yes, father's responsible for the creatures that eat other creatures. He's responsible for bugs. He's responsible for plants that are poisonous, all of that. In order for mother, she didn't, she's not one to just get upset and rage or anything, but what she did is to rebalance things. She would create animals that could protect themselves or animals that would eat, like for instance, the bugs, insects, that were a nuisance, creating balance again. Because what Father did is he created unbalance within the earth. This went on for a time, but finally, it got out of hand to the point where Father wanted Mother dead, essentially. So that's what one of the videos I mentioned before was the Great Water Fight, the first act of domestic violence, because light gets destroyed by water. And once again, Mother is light. All of her beings are light, essentially, also. So this created a warfare, not just on Earth, but also in the universe. Mother was fine. Her angels and all those who supported her won, but Father and his supporters were thrown down to earth. This was between the first creation that's mentioned in the Bible and then when Father started his creation, which was Adam and Eve. So basically, once Father realized that he was thrown to earth and he no longer can go back and forth between the universe and the earth, he was so angry that he basically vowed vengeance upon Mother, her offspring, all those who still had any form of worship that would bring honor or glory to her. This was his basically his life purpose. So he didn't want anyone to know about Mother, and also anyone or anything that had a feminine energy. He basically would dominate, um, make them suffer, that type of thing, because of such hatred that he had toward Mother for what had transpired. Basically, he wanted his way, didn't get it, and had the ultimate temper tantrum. And the funny thing is that Father didn't just, this vengeance didn't just go toward humankind. It also went to the like creative world, animals, even where the male species would dominate the female. If Father had his way, he would have wiped out all females, but at the same time, he does realize that females are necessary to procreate, or he wouldn't have servants or followers. And, yeah. So, anyway, basically, he went to great lengths to accomplish this on a worldwide scale. And basically, he thought that this would devastate Mother. Um, so yeah, this actually is why also he killed Jesus, like I mentioned in another video, because Jesus was sent to basically reestablish the truth, which was he was here to represent Mother, not Father. But once again, in the Bible, things got changed, switched around. Him, her, father, mother got changed in the manuscripts. That's why there are no originals, because they got changed and then burned. So there was no evidence, which is why Jesus did have to come to once again be a witness to the true and faithful God, like the real one. So because Jesus was killed, basically it brought a way for Father to create this new religion or type of religion that he would get the glory, the honor, um, and basically be worshiped as a god. Finally, he would get his way. So this is how Christianity came about. It wasn't at all in connection to Jesus Christ. Just to be clear, Jesus still does not approve of Christianity or any organized religion of this world. But if you think about it, once Christianity started, it has been responsible for some of the worst crimes in human history in an effort to convert or eradicate those who still honored mother in some type of way. Um, I would mention the various cultures, but it would take too long. But if you know history, you know which cultures have been oppressed killed, enslaved. Yeah, it can go on and on. But basically, Jesus would have to come back, just like he did in the when he came back before, to basically expose these people who are pretending to honor Jesus and God in his name and creating these religions in his name. And he doesn't approve of it. He would expose those who call themselves anointed as fake, especially those misleading so many people, but especially Jehovah's Witnesses, because they have strayed the most from the true God's form of worship and the truth in general of all the religions on earth. They dishonor women and children. They teach lies, outright lies, to the point where they even change the Bible to suit the lies that they're trying to tell. They got rid of most of all pagan forms of worship that would be approved of, that even other churches have incorporated back into their worship. They still do wedding rings and wedding cakes and stuff. Those are also technically pagan, but they do them. But this is why, for me, I do single out Jehovah's Witnesses a lot, because they are the one organization on this earth that are representing this rebel God. So that's things in a nutshell. I have so much to say about the universe, us as humans, even that we are not alone. We are not the only ones in the universe as far as species and whatnot. Um, Even people from the beginning. Mother's people were not completely wiped out between the first and the second creation. It's actually why Cain, once he was thrown out, um, basically after he committed the murder, he could find a wife elsewhere because there still were other humans from that first creation that were on earth. But Jehovah's Witnesses and some other churches, teach that he took a wife. But in no part of the Bible does it ever say that he took a wife from one of his sisters. That wasn't the case. Um, so yeah, there is so much that needs to be said that I want to say, but I'll just do it one video at a time. That's all I can do. And like I said, for those who think it's complete nonsense, you don't have to watch. But if you want to watch, either to see if it really is the truth or even for entertainment purposes, please do. All I can say is it will make things make sense as far as what's going on in the world and the universe. Okay, that's it for today. This one was longer than normal. All right. I love you all as usual. Have a good day. Bye.